the last episode, for this February's Black History Month celebration, we dived into some of Buffalo's incredible Black history. From the African American Heritage Corridor and the Colored Musicians Club to the diversity-led initiatives like the Freedom Wall by the Buffalo AKG Art Museum. In this quick episode, we'll discuss some of Buffalo's amazing architecture. Everything from the Richardson Hotel and Hotel at the Lafayette, designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Louise Blanchard Bethune, America's first female architect, respectively, to Frank Lloyd Wright's Martin House. Hey, welcome to another episode of Highway Highlights, a podcast that takes all the raw, unedited interviews and inspirational stories found all across the Rudderless Media YouTube channel. My name is Christopher Rudder, and I am a road trip, day trip, and all-around travel expert in this here travel space. All right, let's move on to a different type of art, architecture. Trust me, Buffalo has some pretty amazing buildings. From hotels like the Richardson Hotel, initially operated as part of the Richardson Olmsted campus and served as the Buffalo State Asylum for the Insane in 1880. The property's grounds were designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, best known for designing Central Park, yes, in New York City. The property was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1986. Since then, the hotel has been focusing on balancing historical restoration and modern amenities, resulting in a unique and intriguing hotel experience. This is where I stayed during my visit. Hotel at the Lafayette, originally opening its doors in 1904 under the name the Lafayette Hotel, was described in the national press as one of the most perfectly appointed and magnificent hotels in the century. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2010. It is also definitely worth noting that it was designed by Louise Blanchard Bethune, America's first female architect. The Guarantee Building and Interpretive Center. This early skyscraper, built between 1895 and 1896, features a complete terracotta exterior, giving it a breathtaking appearance. Buffalo City Hall, built and dedicated in the early 1930s, this historic City Hall building sits on a ground area of 71,700 square feet. Experts credit the style of the building for inspiring the style and design of the city. And we got the Connecticut Street Armory. This large castle-like building was built in 1899 out of Medina sandstone. It was officially added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1995. Oh, we're just getting started. You also got the Liberty Building. If you happen to be looking up as you explore the downtown core, you may catch a glimpse of not one, but two statues of Liberty. No, you're not seeing things. This is the Liberty Building. Built in 1925, the 23-story office tower is an example of neoclassical architecture. But probably the most known piece of architecture has got to be the Frank Lloyd Wright's Martin House. But how did this magnificent house come to be?
The Martin family had selected a piece of property in another area of Buffalo where a lot of the millionaires at the time were building their homes. They were living on Summit, which is a street that's just adjacent to us here. And Mr. Wright came to talk to Mr. Martin about building the home. Saw this vacant acre-and-a-half portion of property and suggested that he build here, so Mr. Martin went ahead and did it. This was really suburban Buffalo at the time. It was not really part of the city proper until a little bit later when it was annexed.
That's Michael Sika, Frank Martin House docent. Let's get a crash course on the history of this house.
They built the house. Basically, it took 2 years for the main house to be completed, which would include the pergola, conservatory, and carriage house. The house was built and the family would live here, Mr. Martin, until 1935. Mrs. Martin lived here another 2 years. And basically, when they moved in, extremely wealthy individuals. He had Buffalo was an extremely wealthy city, a city that had more wealth per capita than any other city in the United States. At the time of his death, Mr. Martin was pretty much penniless.
Oh, wow.
He lost money through the stock market crash. He lost money. He was very philanthropic. He didn't really lose it, but he gave a lot of money away, supported extended family members to get college education. He was very, very good friends with a lot of people that from that time period you really wouldn't expect to. He was more than one time, Booker Washington came for a visit and here with the family. And so he was very philanthropic. And then he also, his son Darwin R. was developing a high-rise apartment building at the time the market crashed. And Mr. Martin never got the money back from his son. He died without life insurance, so Mrs. Martin abandoned the property, and the house was vacant for 17 years.
17?
Until a local architect by the name of Sebastian Torriello purchased the home from the city of Buffalo for back taxes. He would do some changes to the interior of the house because he and his family moved in to the side of the home, which was where the family lived. Staff quarters were cut up into two efficiency-sized apartments. And the basement, which was designed as a ballroom, was pretty much an area where he moved his architectural practice into.
Right.
He stayed in the home until his death in the early 1960s, and there was a new incoming president into the University of Buffalo, a man by the name of Martin Meyerson, who wanted to live at a Frank Lloyd Wright home. So he made arrangements to purchase the home before even getting the approval from UB, school that they're actually going to go ahead and do this.
Right.
UB purchases it, but unfortunately, Mr. Meyerson has a short tenure, and the next individual who's president is over 6 feet tall and does not want to live in a home that has vast areas of compression of space.
Yeah.
So the university continued to use it for public receptions. The School of Architecture moved in here for a while. The archives were stored here for a while as well. And the house wasn't getting a lot of maintenance because, that's UB's purpose is not to maintain a historic site. Their purpose is basically to educate.
Right.
So in 1992, there was concerns about the house and that the house may be converted into something else that would not be appealing. So a decision was made to go about and try and raise funds to maintain the main house. And then it started snowballing from that. There were 3 apartment buildings that were built at one point because Mr. Torriello, during his days, he couldn't maintain all the buildings. And basically, he sold off land underneath the Pergola Conservatory and Carriage House. Those were demolished, and these 3 apartment buildings were put up. Well, then, it's like there was talk that those apartment buildings may be going co-op, and instead of dealing with one owner, there's going to be multiple owners. So the Restoration Corporation, which originally was only going to be dealing with the main house, decides to, let's see about acquiring those properties, demolishing the buildings, and at least have some green space around the property. Well, they were able to get a mortgage from M&T Bank, even though M&T knew that these buildings weren't going to be standing. They knew that the intention was to knock them down. But they went about and lent us the money for that. We acquired those. Then we were able to acquire the Barton House, which was the original home of Mr. Martin's sister and her husband, George, and the Gardener's Cottage, which was designed and built for the family's gardener.
Right.
So we ultimately were able to raise $51 million, which afforded us the opportunity to not only maintain and refurbish the main house and the Barton house, but to rebuild pergola, conservatory, and carriage house.
Yeah.
So it's been quite the
Quite a ride.
yeah.
There you have it. Tours cost $25 for an adult and $10 for students, and it lasts for about an hour and 15 minutes. Listen, Buffalo is one of those underrated cities, and I hope that this episode not only brought you a little bit of Buffalo's Black history, but helped to encourage you to make Buffalo a weekend road trip destination. To help you along, we have created a comprehensive article and video that lists various activities to do in Buffalo. You can find the links to both resources as well as the links to everything I talked about in the description. Also, if you like t-shirts, my brother and I created the 716 shirt, Buffalo's area code. Now, there's a link in the description that will take you right to the store, and we got a whole bunch of road trip shirts and area code shirts, and we hope you grab a couple, tell a couple of friends, and share it. We want to see everybody wearing these shirts. Lastly, if you're watching on YouTube, kindly subscribe to our channel and share it with a friend. Thank you for joining us. Oh, before I forget, if you want authentic buffalo wings while in Buffalo, just ask for wings. Till next time, cheers.